There are concerns Russia will launch a major response to the airstrikes. There were reports of large explosions in Damascus immediately after Trump announced military action against the Syrian regime. The UK and France both joined the precision strikes. Chairman of the Joint Chiefs General Dunford said, "We specifically identified the targets to mitigate the risk of Russian forces being involved." CNN chief national security correspondent, Jim Ciotto, said, "U.S. official told us what you've seen tonight is not the end of the U.S. response. It's not over." Speaking about the strikes, the Russian embassy in the U.S. said, "Insulting the president of Russia is unacceptable and inadmissible. Risk of Russian involvement was very high as he is in an alliance with the Syrian regime, as well as Iran." While Russia promised to respond, only Syrian air defenses repelled the initial attack. There were no reports of Russian S-400 missiles firing. The U.S. apparently fired cruise missile through Lebanese airspace, which was likely to prevent them being shot down. Aircraft kept their distance to key out of Russia's range. All attacks avoided any Russian area. The U.S. and Russia have had a communication line throughout the 7-year Syrian civil war in order to prevent striking each other's forces after backing opposing sides in the conflict. It is understood Russia threatened to cut off the line after the strikes in 2017. General Dunford said deconfliction channels with Russia were active throughout the operation, but he added it was only to deconflict airspace. We did not coordinate targets or any planning with the Russians. Yesterday Russia launched huge supersonic missile in a show of military power. The massive P-500 Basalt is a supersonic cruise missile capable of traveling at speeds in excess of 1,800 miles per hour, more than 5 times the speed of sound. Analysts and experts have speculated whether Russia will respond to the attacks, but the U.S. spokesmen are insisting the strike was targeted at the Syrian regime and they had tried everything they could to avoid civilian casualties and foreign persons. There are several Russian military bases located in Syria and there were reports of Assad fleeing to a base amid fears of airstrikes. Deputy Chairman of State Duma Committee on International Relations, Alexei Chipa, said, "The actions of France, UK and the US in Syria do not benefit building constructive relations with Moscow," he added. Schweitkin said that an emergency session of UN General Assembly is required in order to condemn the actions of the US and its allies. The US seek to conduct a strike in Syria in order to disavow the victory of Russia and its partners. President Donald Trump said in a statement, "A combined operation of the armed forces of France and UK is now underway. I thank them both. These are not the actions of a man, they are the crimes of a monster instead. We are prepared to sustain this response. To Iran and to Russia I ask, what kind of a nation wants to be associated with the mass murder of innocent men, women and children? Hopefully someday we'll get along with Russia and maybe even Iran, but maybe not."